was like a Mission Impossible countdown right there. I was trying to get everything done before I had to pop on here with you guys. You know why? Because there it is. I had to post today. See, what I do is I go on Instagram and I post the story with the thumbnail and a link so people can join us in the live chat here on Rumble. But you guys didn't need reminding. You're already here, so I'm glad that you are. If you're over on YouTube, well, you're not in the live chat, but I'm glad you're there, at least watching, participating, leaving a comment, subscribing if you have not already, blowing up the chat on Rumble with a dancing banana. I got to put one of those in there. Hope everybody's having I always have to double check. It is Wednesday. I hope everybody's having a fantastic hump day. It's the 1st of October. Wild. You know, I think that we're living in a matrix. Like, I think that, like, we're probably in some pod, in some bubble, and we're just plugged into something, like one big computer. I'd love to hear what you guys think about that. Just crazy. Crazy world. No, I don't really believe that, but it feels like that. And, like, when they want to speed up time, they just do, and suddenly the year goes by, and you wake up one day, and it's October 1st, and you have ridiculous allergies, like I have today. Might be because we had a massive event last night in a rodeo arena and just kicking up all that dirt with, several hundred people out there. And now I feel like I need to pick a booger that would weigh 4 pounds. But that's my problem. But when you look at life, when you look at the things that we go through in life and how, people are like, man, time's really flying these days. I just don't understand. Well, yeah, time's flying. You never look up from your phone. You never take an inventory of your life. You never stop with the headlines, the constant scrolling. And I'm talking to myself. I'm not, maybe you're way better than me on that. But I'm like so engaged all the time that you don't stop and take inventory of your life. And I think that what we have to learn to do, if you want to hear me pontificate on life a little bit more, because I'm glad to do it, I think we got to stop just long enough to look around and realize that maybe, just maybe, the problem isn't out there, it's in here. Because we do live in a culture that's always pointing the finger, always looking for the next thing to blame or the next thing to, find our victimization in. We want to blame the government. Oh, there's going to be a government shutdown. It's amazing to me how many people I talk to that don't even know what that means. I'll talk about that in a little while. They want to complain about that. They don't even know if it's going to affect them or not, but it's something to bitch about. People want to complain about their job or the economy or something wrong in their family or their HOA or the neighbor or their spouse or their church or the world. I mean, fill in the blank. Your kids are doing something wrong. But when was the last time that you sort of held up the mirror and asked yourself the hard question, am I really who I want to be? I was just having this conversation with somebody just this morning about it's so easy to get lost in the events of life. And I mean, there's been some tragic things that have happened in recent days for all of us. I mean, I'm not going to list them off. You know all the things that are going on. Personal loss and, friends that have taken their own life just in recent days. It's like, wow. I mean, life comes at you fast. But we're still here. And we still have to take a critical inventory of our life, which means for you and me, we got to strip away the excuses. We got to turn off the noise. You should join me before the noise every morning. You need to open the books on yourself and sort of take an audit. Think of it like an audit. What am I spending my time on? What is taking my energy? Who is speaking into my ear? Am I letting their words define me? Negative or positive. We can't expect different outcomes if we're running the same system with the same bugs over and over again. Giggo, garbage in, garbage out. So I know for me, here as we end this last quarter of the year, 2025, we were supposed to be all in a bunch of flying cars by now. I want to take inventory. I want you to join me in taking inventory. Let's take inventory of our life. It's going to be uncomfortable. But I think when you pull out the junk drawers, when you pull out the shelves, you find that garbage that you thought you threw away years ago. It might be some unforgiveness or some old grudges or some unresolved bitterness, some broken promises, Some of those addictions you just call bad habits, or maybe the laziness you call rest. And you got to find those things. And here's the truth: what you refuse to face, you can't fix. You can't fix what you refuse to face. So I want you to ask yourself, because I'm asking myself, what's working? What's not? Where am I lying to myself? That's a hard one. Am I chasing applause, or am I chasing purpose? Am I living for likes and clicks or somebody else's approval, or am I fearing somebody else's rejection? Am I living a life that my kids would admire? Or am I setting them up to repeat the same mistakes I never dealt with? Because taking inventory of your life means accountability. It means admitting, I've wasted some time. I've settled for some things. I've let fear drive the car while faith kind of rode in the trunk. But the power of the audit that you're going to do on yourself is that once you see the numbers, you can change the budget. You can reallocate the energy. You can cut off what's bleeding you dry and reinvest in what gives you life. Are you listening? Is anybody on there? Where's my dancing bananas? But, maybe it's time to cancel the subscriptions you don't need. I'm not talking about Netflix. I'm talking about the mental subscriptions. I'm talking about the apps up here that you don't use. There's that dancing banana. Get rid of the constant scrolling, the constant need for the dopamine hit, the one more thing, the one more reel you got to see. Get rid of the toxic people in your life. Good Lord, they like parasites, man. Get rid of the drama that's costing you your peace. And I think maybe it's time to invest in those things that last, things like your faith, things like your health, things like your family, things like your purpose. Because inventory is not condemnation. It's clarity. It's saying, here's where I am. Now, where do I want to go? And you can't get there if you don't first admit the truth about where you are right now. So grab that pen, write it out. What do you want more of? What do you need less of? What's God calling you to lay down? What's he calling you to pick up? Stop waiting for the perfect time. We're in the last freaking quarter of 2025. This is the perfect time. Open the books. Take the inventory. The inventory is due. Oh, and here's the kicker on all of that while I'm motivationally preaching at all of you. Once you've counted the cost, you got to move. You can't just admire the mess. Clean it up. Don't just weep over the wasted years. Redeem them. And the best way to honor your past is to stop repeating it. I had to write a letter to someone yesterday. When's the last time you guys wrote a letter? When's the last time, honestly, you wrote a letter to somebody? I felt impressed to write a letter, and I did. It was a hard letter to write, actually. And I mailed it to them. I hope they receive it. I hope they receive it in the right way. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to do those things. Act on it. All right, let me tell you what we need to do to stay alive here at the Chad Prather Show. I need you to do me a favor. Since I gave you a little life coaching, if you'll receive it, I need you to text my name, Chad, C-H-A-D, to 989898, and let Birch Gold send you that free, no-obligation information kit. They are wanting to send this to you so that you can take some inventory of your future as well. And they will help you set up a tax-sheltered IRA for your retirement that is backed by physical gold. That is a good investment. Text Chad to 989898. Let them help you. Let them talk to you. Let them walk you through the process if that's what you choose to do. But they want to send this to you. And text Chad to 989898. They've got an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. You can trust them. Thousands, tens of thousands, satisfied customers. If you got an old savings account, old 401k, old IRA, but it's not backed by a physical gold, and you're looking at the market going up and down, and you're going crazy looking at that thing, talk to Birch Gold. They'll give you some peace of mind, folks. And gold is going up, up, up. You know who else is going up, up, up? Party Foul Steve. Party Foul Steve. Let's get him on here. What up, buddy?
Hey, buddy. I was going to look at gold prices real quick because I have not looked at them this morning. I usually look at that with, everything that's going on in the world. Just keep up with all of my ounces of gold and see how much it's worth.
I love it. I love it. I gotta give my man Steve Toth a shout out. Steve Toth is our state rep here in Texas, and he just texted this screenshot to me. I love you, Steve, if you're watching. He just sent Chad to 989898. I love you, buddy. Oh my gosh, he's one of there's a few people I trust in Austin, Texas. I mean, like I can count them on one hand, really. Maybe a couple more than that. But Steve's on the top of the list, man. Thank you for doing that, brother.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, gold Steve. Is way up. It's 39.02.
I'm going to the store today. I'm gonna go cash out. I keep digging in my teeth because I ate whatever they were, cashews.
Yeah.
Or whatever they were. Almonds. I had almonds, and they're stuck in my teeth, bro.
You got to be careful what you eat before you go on the show because you'll be.
I don't have any food around my house, and let me tell you why. You came and you raided. You literally took my freezer.
Yeah, well,
all the meat.
You were gone for several weeks, and I didn't want any food to go bad. So
I was nowhere. I was here. You came and took. I went out of town for a couple of days, and you took my stuff.
I know it felt like a long time. I was like, man, this is. I opened the fridge. I was like, that's gonna go bad. That's gonna go bad. So I just took it all and brought it here. And I ate
took all of my meat, bro.
None of it went bad.
You took all of my deer meat. You took my nilgai. You took my fish. You took my beef. Yeah, we got to get another beef sponsor on this show, man.
We were leaving the event yesterday evening, right at dark, and we're pulling out. And there's the lady that was at the gate, the back gate, and she, we're pulling out into the traffic. Somebody honks or something, and then she yells out, "Steve, quit wearing Chad's clothes."
Yeah,
I was like, it was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. Well, that was a good event last night, though.
It was a great event.
Threw it together pretty quickly for that whole deal. I like how David's playing with his new buttons. He's like a 13-year-old that found himself in the shower.
Yeah, he's got all kinds of stuff there.
He got a new Stream Deck, so he can put things up there. Put my book back up there, Born from Meaning. You want to take some inventory of your life. You want to get over some heartbreak and grief and the stuff you've gone through. Get that book. I'm not lying. I'm not. I mean, I pat myself on my own back or whatever, but I'm just telling you. I got to scratch my back. Speaking of that,
I mean, I've read the book.
Giant pocket knife.
I read the book. It cured me. One read. I was like, "Yep, I'm good now."
Fixed. You were fixed. Well, maybe we should send it to Washington D.C. and we'll get rid of this government shutdown that they're pushing for. Which again, I don't think most of you can even care about it. Let's get into today's top stories, everybody. Give David a button he can push. All right. What were you going to say, Steve?
Oh, I was going to say something about the government shutdown, but you go ahead because I know we're going to get into that in a little bit.
We are. We're going to get you excited here in a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
This is, speaking of David Medina, the dude who's rocking and rolling up in Portland, Oregon, at David Medina PDX. You need to be following him. Federal ICE agents make an arrest in front of the Portland ICE building, and then they're cheered on by a local resident. Play this clip.
Oh, fuck! Look at that shit! Let's go! Get back! Get back! Oh my gosh, dude! I could watch this all day. You support them? Hey, do you support them?
I love them.
Oh, I love them too. Here, right here. Fist bump. Yeah.
See, he's a believer. These are the big boys. These are the real men.
Oh.
I want these little push. Don't you?
Hey, it's okay. Hey.
You just hit
It's okay.
me.
It's okay. It's all right, sweetie.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Come on. I got you. Let's go. I got you. What's your name?
Jennifer.
Jennifer, you're so awesome. Oh my gosh, I love you, Jennifer. Guys, look at Jennifer.
We don't live in Mexico. We live in the United
Oh,
States.
shoot.
Red, white, and blue. White, green, orange, and red. Come on. Charlie Kirk.
That's
Come
funny.
on. Make America great again.
Jennifer's out there living her best life, dude.
What time of night is this? Is this like in the afternoon, evening?
Well, I mean, like 10 o'clock at night. Yeah. This, Jennifer wasn't taking nothing off of her. She's ready. I mean, you watch your back, Jennifer. They'll sneak up on you. They will.
Chad, let's
sneak
go to
up on you.
Portland. Let's go hang out up there on the streets.
I'm looking at flights right now. Actually, if enough people would send us a little money at Party Foul Steve on Venmo. If y'all if you start sending Steve Venmo money, we will not get airline tickets. I can tell you that.
What are you talking
I
about?
need to buy.
I would turn it over. We'll go
David
crash
whispered-
at David's.
David just whispered in our ear that we're staying at his house. No. I like living before the noise. And I can hear the chaos at David's house. He's always got something going on, dude. Anyway, I would like to be out there, though. I was watching some video from that this morning. I was like, yep, I think we could get some good content from the streets of Portland, Oregon.
Yeah, it'd be interesting
I
to
think
be
I
on the
would
front
stand out.
lines.
Yeah. I think that I would probably stand out a little bit. All right, let's see what else we got. Because I would go just like this. 6,000 people showed up for the TPUSA event. They had bomb threats. Massive turnout. This is Andrew Colvette still. Play this still. Take a look at this. This is just a couple hours away from.
It looks like a packed house.
Packed house, brother. 6,000 people. That's just a few hours away from where Charlie was shot. And, yeah, I'm glad to see it, man. And then Jack Posobiec, he had something to say about all of that as well. Let's pull that up real quick. Play this clip with Jack.
Trace, it's been phenomenal. In fact, tonight at Utah State University, we have 6,000 American patriots there for the return of Turning Point to Utah. And there was actually a bomb scare earlier, and thank God that the police were able to take care of that. We got everyone in there safely, and they are singing, they are cheering, and they are remembering Charlie and loving their country. Trace, we are full steam ahead.
Yeah, Jack Posobiec, best of luck to you. Thank you for coming on the show.
So we talked a little bit. Good on them. I'm glad they do it. I hope they keep on blowing that thing up. There's been a lot of good response, people showing up with those things. I mean, our event last night, again, we planned it pretty fast, but we had a good number of folks that show up, and it was a very Jesus faith centered, as you would expect it to be. I mean, we have all these politicians. Again, Steve Toth was there. Judge Mark Keogh was there. Judge Wayne Mack was there. There were a number of folks that spoke. Christian Collins was there, and start listing people, and I start forgetting who all was there. Had some music, but everybody. It was a very Jesus-centered deal.
It was, and it felt like a church service. And to watch our elected officials, our judges up there, talking about Jesus Christ and talking about God and faith and stuff like that. That's the leaders I want in our community.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's a reason why I live in Montgomery County, Texas. That's for sure. We were talking yesterday about Trump, who was trolling Hakeem Jeffries. We'll talk about this shutdown here in a second. This was so funny, dude. I got there will never be another Trump. Like, I'm just telling you, Trump. So, Trump put this out on Truth Social. Because, again, one of the things about this government shutdown is the Democrats, Schumer wants like $1.4 trillion. They want to bring back things like the DEI stuff and the gender-based ideologies, but they want to be able to pay health care for illegals. And even Maxine Waters like, we want health care for everybody. And it's like, you're just saying you want it for illegals. I mean, so Trump put this out, put the Hakeem Jeffries in the sombrero there. Well, and we have to say that that's AI. I mean, we have to put the disclaimer on there. You can play a little bit of this clip. We played it yesterday, but let's play a little bit of it again.
Look, guys, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Nobody likes Democrats anymore. We have no voters left because of all of our woke trans bullshit. Not even black people want to vote for us anymore. Even Latinos hate us. So we need new voters. And if we give all these illegal aliens free health care, we might be able to get them on our side so they can vote for us. They can't even speak English, so they won't realize we're just a bunch of woke pieces of shit, at least for a while until they learn English and they...
I want to know who does this for Trump. There's got to be somebody in the White House that's standing next to him. You know,
I promise you, I can tell you who they are. I know them by name. I know exactly who does it. Trust me, I can text them right now. I know exactly who does it.
I was going to say there has to be somebody that says, you know, I'm sure he goes, hey, do this, you know, make him do this.
They come in there and show it to him. I want to ask you guys, though, in the chat, I'm curious to know from you guys, does that offend you? Like, does it offend you that Donald Trump does those things?
It's absolutely ridiculous and childish that our president of the United States does this, and I love it.
I love it. I'm here for it. Because, again, they threw out, I mean, you want to talk about a lack of decorum. The left is the ones, in my opinion, who threw out the decorum. I mean, they just did. You've got, what's that dude that parades around like a woman in Congress? Who's going around doing the little video turn, I'm looking for Republicans. No, you're a dude looking for a vagina, like you don't have one. Like you guys got Senate staffers getting booty railed in the Senate hearing rooms on Facebook Live. You got all kind of crap that's being thrown out there. People kneeling down for George Floyd. You threw decorum out a long time ago, and then you went after Trump, and you went just absolutely haywire with lawfare and weaponized the DOJ against him. And it's like, no, if Trump wants to come back and do this, you want to chase your woke DEI garbage that's out there, then you deserve to be mocked. You just deserve to be mocked. Now, I'm curious to know if anybody's bothered that the president's doing the mocking. Me personally, I'm here for it.
I'm sure there are some, but I would say the ones that are offended are on the left.
I know there's a lot of people out there who consider themselves Republicans or conservatives or whatever label they want to put on, and they're like, well, I just don't like Trump. Well, you know what? Nobody cares because you've been ineffective. I mean, like, you guys want to play this game. We're not playing this whole decorum party game anymore. We're just not. We're way past all of that. I mean, did you just see the video of what's going on in Portland, Oregon? These people want you wiped off the face of the earth. They don't want peace. They want violence. And the fact that Trump comes back with humor. Now, Hakeem Jeffries, he got his fifis hurt. And so this was the response. Of course, we showed it yesterday. And the reason I'm showing you this again is for a purpose. So here, now watch Maxine. Look at Maxine Waters' face. That is the epitome of alien ugly right there. I mean, and watch, like, literally, she starts to get, impeach Maxine Waters. You're gonna, like, this woman doesn't know if she's alive or dead. But watch her teeth almost fall out. Because they think they're having Timu Obama here, trying to do the Obama cadence. Hakeem Jeffries, play the clip.
The next time you have something to say about me, don't cop out through a racist and fake AI video. When I'm back in the Oval Office, say it to my face. Say it to my face.
Yeah. Put them teeth back in, Maxine. Look at her.
The only reason he gets to be in the news is because Trump keeps trolling him. He keeps taking and going out and doing this. And it's like he could have just not said anything, but it wouldn't give him that opportunity to get in front of a camera.
That's true, Steve.
Just
true. Remember how excited Steve was yesterday?
I'm excited right now, but we got to get to, we get down the road. I'm going to get excited.
Steve's waiting for his moment. Yeah. Steve's waiting for his climax. Oh, it does, boy. You are one ugly.
I'm playing in the chat too. Let's get those dancing bananas and them flags going in there. I like playing in the chat.
Go to here's Trump brought him into the Oval Office and pull it up. Here's how Trump trolled him yet again. Trump brings Chuck Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries in the Oval Office and pull this down right
It's a disgusting video, and we're going to continue to make clear bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault.
The thing about it is Trump cannot be canceled. He's already been canceled. You already canceled him 8 years ago. You're not going to do it again. So why not? Let loose. Have fun.
You can't break the man.
Get them American flags going in that chat. Get them going. Let's do it like yesterday. Blow them up, blow them up, blow them up.
Now, I know that, hey, my Epstein binder just fell on my foot. I forgot it existed. It did. Oh, it's everywhere. Now, they want to give health care to the aliens, all right? That's what this government shutdown deal is all about. And I'm going to tell you what that is all about. I'm going to tell you what a government shutdown is and why this one's happening. Christian Collins, he was there at the event last night, and he and his fiance are going to Montana. They're going up to the national park. And I said, I hope you get to go in. I hope you get to enjoy it. He goes, are they shutting down the national parks? I was like, that's exactly what they're going to be shutting down. The things that you could actually go enjoy. That's exactly. So hopefully you'll get to do it. All right. Our friends over at Patriot Mobile, have you made the switch? You need to make the switch. Go over to patriotmobile.com/Chad. Call them on the phone, 100% U.S.-based customer service team at 972-PATRIOT. You can actually understand what they say. If you want to switch a phone number, switch a phone, whatever you need to do, go over there. And if you call them on the phone, or if you get online, use promo code CHAD, C-H-A-D. That's how I spell it. Go over there and get what you need. They got a package that will fit your family's budget, and they are great folks. Use the same cell towers as the big three, but they don't send your money to the leftist causes. And you can be thankful for that. They believe in the same stuff you believe in, faith and government and all the same Bill of Rights, First Amendment, free speech, your right to bear arms. They're your people. If you're a first responder, military hero, if you're a veteran or active duty, they will give you free activation. And if you use promo code CHAD, all of you will get that first month for free. So check them out at patriotmobile.com/Chad. Like I said, no brainer. I don't understand why everybody hasn't switched over to Patriot Mobile. I mean, why do we keep sending our money to the big three? You know, why don't I give them my money to AT&T and all these guys? They're not, I love that so much. I love that so much. And I love the way Trump gave them the hats. That picture of Trump giving them the MAGA hats.
Oh, sitting there on the desk.
Schumer, and they're sitting there on the Resolute desk, and Trump's laughing and pointing at him. It's so good. All right, let's talk about the government shutdown. Now, let me see if I can make this, I don't know, see if I can explain this in a way that's at least semi-entertaining. It's not the end of the world, first of all. The sky is not falling. The country is not going to collapse in the next 24 hours if they don't sign a check. Everybody needs to slow down and be really honest about what it is. A government shutdown, and I'm going to be this just as simple as I can because I know you guys know this, but a government shutdown is when politicians fail to pass a bill that's going to keep the lights on in Washington, D.C. That's it. The law says they can't spend the money they don't have authorization for, so the parts of the government that are considered non-essential get sent home. Key phrase, non-essential. The essential stuff like the military, the border patrol, air traffic control, law enforcement, Social Security, all of that stuff's still going to function. The idea that the country just grinds to a halt is just a scare tactic, and that's what they're always doing. And the reason we're in this thing right now is because Congress can't agree on how to spend the money. And they're trying to ask for money that we really don't need to spend on the things that they want. And I know it's a shocker for you guys to hear that. You got one side that wants to keep growing the government like it's a bottomless ATM, funding stupid programs, extending Obamacare subsidies, and by the way, when I say that, I'm talking about to illegals, expanding bureaucracies, which is the DEI crap and the gender studies and everything else. And then you got the other side, the conservative side, the GOP side, I should say, that's saying, wait a second, we're $30+ trillion in debt. Inflation is squeezing American families, and the people in this country can't keep footing the bill for Washington's addiction. So Republicans are pushing for the spending cuts and structural reforms and actual accountability. And Democrats are digging their heels in and saying, no, we're going to hold the line for more spending. Neither side's going to blink. The deadline's going to pass, and here we are. I think that's a pretty damn good explanation right there.
That's a real good thing. In all of that, though, the Congress is still getting paid during all this.
Well, they're still going to get paid.
If they're going to shut it down because they can't come to something in a timely fashion, they should not. They should have to stay there and work and not get paid until they get it done.
Yeah. And the way we need to think differently from a conservative perspective is again, it's not the apocalypse. It's leverage. This is the only moment Congress has to put its foot down and say enough. So every year, Washington's going to live on those continuing resolutions and kick the can further down the road and promise that reform later on. But the problem is later never comes.
I'm just glad they're not caving. Just shut down then,
Shut down. And because the shutdown is the ugly pressure point that kind of forces the conversation. And if you cave every single time, like the last time we caved on this thing, I didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it either.
The swamp wins when we cave on that. You got to stand your ground. You got to remind the American people that somebody up there is trying to exercise a little fiscal discipline. And do I like that government workers get furloughed? No. But I mean, that's your job. Do I like the fact that families worry about missed paychecks? No. I've missed paychecks. I've had consequences from somebody else's decisions. But the other thing I don't like a national debt that's so big that my grandkids are never going to dig out from it. I don't like that Washington writes checks to the pet projects while the average folks like you and me are rationing our groceries. I don't like that the government treats hard-earned tax dollars like play money at a casino. So conservatives out there have got to see this shutdown not as chaos, but as courage, really. And it's the courage to say we can't spend what we don't have. The courage to cut the programs that are wasteful, the courage to stare down the media narrative that every government job is sacred and irreplaceable. Because nobody talks about the private sector. Like I said, when businesses are tightening their belts, when small businesses lay people off because of the bad policies, but the second Washington has to tighten its belt, suddenly it's the end of civilization. No, it's not. It's reality. And the blame game, the left is going to scream that Republicans are shutting down the government. But who's really shutting it down? It's the people who want to. It's the people who want to reduce spending and live within our means, or is it the people who want to compromise unless they get more money for their programs?
I was going to say,
from where I sit, if Democrats cared about keeping the government open, they would accept the cuts and make a deal. But they chose not to.
Yeah, and it's not so. The amount of money, yes, that's big and stuff, but it's what they want to put the money towards. That's the bigger problem for us. As long as we have American veterans living on the streets in every big city in this country, and they're American citizens, and y'all want to go take care of the illegals that y'all let come over the borders for the last 4 years, millions and millions of them. We don't want the money going towards that. We want, if anything, we would want more money to ship them out of here.
Yeah, the whole fight is about priorities. Yep. Do you prioritize America's financial health and the taxpayers' long-term survival of the nation? Or are you going to prioritize short-term political wins and pork barrel spending that's going to keep those lobbyists and those special interest groups happy? And we got to see this clearly. This is not about turning off the lights in D.C. for a week. It's about whether we have the guts to stop writing blank checks that our kids are never going to be able to cash. So it's inconvenient. But I think Washington needs a little inconvenience. Like you said, it's a damn shame that they got to keep getting their paychecks. Man, these bureaucrats need a wake-up call that they don't get to live forever off the backs of people who are barely scraping by. And I think it's time you show the American people they're more important than Washington's comfort. That's the conservative way. And that's how we should see this. It's not a collapse. It's a chance. It's a chance to say the government is here to serve me, not the other way around. And if it takes a shutdown to remind folks of that, then let's do it.
I don't know about your household or anybody else's household out there, but I know when it gets closer to payday, the spending we have our own internal shutdown. We quit spending until we get paid. It's like
the way it works, right?
Yeah, that's the way it works.
You look at something, and you go, "Oh, I can't afford that."
Or I'm going to wait till paid. I'm going to wait till we get paid.
I can't afford that.
I'll shoot out that text. Hey, spending is done until the whatever.
CNN did a little troll there to the Democrats. Let's pull that. Let's get back on track here and take a little jab at Chuck Schumer. So Democrats, this is Nick's order, demanding $1.5 trillion in spending for child mutilation surgeries, illegals, health care. President Trump's not allowing it. Hold the line, baby.
Hold the line, because that is exactly what I was talking about. It's what they want to spend the money on.
Let's jump over to this CNN clip. Yeah, there you go, right there. I love when that starts popping back up from time to time, the spirit Halloween. So play this clip real quick.
Every Republican who's gone on TV the last 12 hours or so has called this the Schumer shutdown. What do you say about that name?
Say it, Chuck.
Senator Schumer, can you hear me?
I can't hear.
Senator Schumer, can you hear me? I don't think Senator Schumer can hear me right now. Maybe the government shutdown included audio on Capitol Hill.
Maybe he heard him, but he didn't want to have to talk about it.
So funny, dude. Oh, Chuck. Poor little Chuck. Yeah. He says, and Chuck's lying, by the way, because as soon as he says, "Can you hear me?" that's immediately the moment where Chuck says, "I can't hear."
Yeah.
He could hear just fine. Maxine. I love this little interview that they did with Maxine, Robbie Starbuck. The whole ball game on the government shutdown. Democrat Maxine Waters just admitted they want to fund health care for illegals, which you're not supposed to admit that on camera. I was on Lindell TV last night. We were talking about this. Let's pull this down and play this clip right here.
Do Democrats want to prioritize the health care of illegal aliens over a government shutdown? Because if the government does shut down, American
Excuse
employees are going to
me,
be furloughed.
stop it right there. We're not prioritizing. What we're doing is saying simply we want to keep the government open, and we want to work with the Republicans and have a bipartisan agreement to keep this government open, and health care is at the top of our agenda.
But aren't Democrats demanding health care for illegal aliens?
Democrats are demanding health care for everybody. We want to save lives. We want to make sure that health care is available to those who would die, but having the help of their government.
So you're good with the government shutdown, even if it means giving health care to people who aren't American citizens?
Well, that's what you're pushing on. What you're trying to do is you're standing here and you're trying to make me say that somehow we're going to put non-citizens over Americans. Quit it. Stop it. This is the kind of journalism we don't need.
No, I'm just
you're
asking
divisive.
questions.
No, you're not.
Yeah, no,
you're being divisive. No, please. You don't need to ask that question. You're just trying to get controversy here. You're not going to get it from me. We want to save health care for all people. Thank you.
Thank you, Congresswoman. I appreciate it.
Oh my gosh, dude. Look at Maxine's. You talk about Halloween hands. Look at those things. Like you can buy that at the spirit store. Look at that. I know you were after the vision. You just want to say you're just not journalism. Look at that ugly old bag right there. Oh my gosh! I mean, I think that's pretty dadgum good journalism right there. The AOC has sparked confusion. Yeah, in her own head, dude.
I can't believe this.
This is Eric Doherty. Told him that you're free to negotiate with me directly. She's trying to subvert Chuck Schumer. I mean, I don't think anybody in D.C. likes this chick. Play it.
And I saw some Republican members of Congress saying, oh, well, if we have this shutdown, it's because of AOC. Well, if that's the case, my office is open and you are free to walk in and negotiate with me directly. Because what I'm not going to do is tolerate 4 million uninsured Americans because Donald Trump decided one day that he wants to just make sure that kids are dying because they don't have access to insurance. That's what's not going to happen. And so if those senators think that we're having a shutdown because of me, they're free to enter my office and negotiate, because what we're not going to do is allow all of millions of people in this country to not be able to afford their insulin and their chemotherapy. So come strike a deal with me if that's what they really think is going on.
So that's some more of that infighting.
Well, here's what's going to happen, and I already see it happening. The problem is, Steve, that the problem is for whatever reason, the squad, the likes of her, have controlled the narrative on the left for so long now in D.C. that the old heads like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and all of them, they've become controlled and manipulated. Even Joe Biden. Because those guys were never all that progressive, historically speaking. And now they're about sick of her crap. They're sick of her and the squad and their crazy, wild, crazy leftism. And that pendulum is going to break and swing back. And how we've gotten to a point, quit it, David, how we've gotten to a point That is David rubbing AOC's lips, not us, you pervert. But J.D. Vance, who I love, I'm at a point now where every time J.D. Vance gets in front of a microphone, I kind of can't wait to hear what he's going to say. And I'm all for 8 years of his presidency.
I was going to say,
whatever
that's the
anybody wants
next
to say.
president.
I'm all for it. Listen to what he says to Chuck Schumer. Play the clip.
I think it's important for the American people to realize that the far left faction of Senate Democrats shut down the government because we wouldn't give them hundreds of billions of dollars for health care benefits for illegal aliens. It's actually not even all Senate Democrats. I was really gratified to see that a few of the moderate Senate Democrats voted with Senate Republicans last night to keep the government open. This is basically Chuck Schumer. Chuck Schumer, he's worried he's going to get a primary challenge from AOC, and so he's shutting down the people's government to give in to sort of the left-wing coalition and their party. And it's craziness, and people are going to suffer because of it. I mean, people who benefit from low-income food programs are going to suffer because of this. If you're flying today, I hope, of course, you arrive safely and on time, but you may not arrive on time because the TSA and the air traffic controllers are not getting paid today. Our military is not getting paid today, starting today. And obviously, the longer this drags on, the worse that it is for the American people. So we are where we are. And to your point, what do Senate Democrats ask for? Well, initially, they said that they wanted to shut down the government because Donald Trump was a dictator. Okay, that's absurd. Then they said they wanted to shut down the government because they wanted hundreds of billions of dollars for health care benefits for illegal aliens. That, of course, is also absurd. And now they're saying they just want to work on ensuring that Americans have low-cost health care. Well, I agree with them. Of course, we all want to ensure that Americans have low-cost health care, so let's work together on that. You don't shut the government down. You don't take the government as a hostage because you want to engage in a negotiation about health care costs. Let's do that negotiation, but let's do it in the context of actually opening the government and ensuring those essential services are actually provided to the American people.
I want to see in the chat what you guys think about that. I think that's some common sense right there. I got something in my final word later on that I'm going to say something in regards to those things. But I want to hear in the chat, you guys, what you're thinking. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, he came out. He had a pretty solid blast against them as well. Pull that up real quick, David. Play the clip.
Democrats want to play political games with the lives and the livelihoods of Americans. The simple truth is Democrats in Congress have dragged our country into another reckless shutdown to satisfy their far-left base. That is the truth.
There you go. There you go.
Well, they gave that the squad and them, they gave them too much, a long time ago. And it just kept going further and further and further. And they have control of things.
They do. They think they do. And I think that they've given them so much of that control, and I think they're starting to get sick of it. But again, these are, are we really going to lose everything over health care funding for illegals? Steve, I don't know if you guys have ever paid attention to the fact that I'm self-employed. I don't know if anybody knows that or not. Like no one writes me a check that I don't go out there and earn. You have people out there who like to criticize me and say, "Oh, why don't you go out and get a real job?" And you couldn't do what I do. I mean, if it was so easy, everybody could do it. I have to hustle, and in the midst of that hustle, I have to pay people who work for me and with me, and I have to pay for my own health insurance.
Speaking of which, are you on a shutdown of some type? I hadn't got any money in my account in a while.
You haven't? Well, I'll just let you sweat it out for a little bit. I'll start calling you Steve Helms.
I haven't even looked, so I have no idea.
Start calling you Steve Helms. Steve Helms. If Steve Helms walks off a stage and hadn't been paid within 30 seconds, he starts sending you text messages, and you're standing right there with him. You gonna pay us? We gonna get paid for this? Bunch of rednecks. But no, I pay for my own health insurance, and I work my butt off. My point is, I work for myself, and I have no guarantee that tomorrow I'm going to get another check. I don't have that guarantee, and I'm happy with that. I want that type of life. That's what I chose.
It gives you a lot of freedom.
I didn't choose security. I chose freedom. And I know my work ethic. I go out there and I hustle, and I don't want the government taking care of me. You made a comment yesterday to me. We weren't on the air, but you made a comment to me that there's a lot of people out there who claim to be conservative and live very liberal. I've said that for 30 years. There's a lot of people out there who claim to be conservative, that if the government suddenly went pew and pulled the purse strings real fast, you wouldn't be able to survive because you've come to depend on it in such a way that you don't know how to do anything else for yourself. And we have a country full of those people. Now, why the government thought it was a good idea to let 21 million illegals into this country who weren't going to be able to do anything except depend on the government to survive. Oh, well, they're working so hard. You know, I've heard this bullshit argument for the last 4 years about the only people who do any work in this country are Mexicans or brown people. This is their words.
Yeah.
Nicaraguans. I mean, I had to listen to Nancy Pelosi say, well, they're coming up here because of climate change and they've run out of fields to work on. Now, so they've told me that the only people who work in this country are brown people. White people don't do it, just brown people. Americans don't do it, just illegals. They do the jobs nobody wants. Well, if they work so damn hard, then why don't they have everything they need so the government doesn't have to put the titty in their mouth and I got to pay for it? Anybody want to answer that question? I'm curious to know, where's my internet trolls? Where's my internet trolls that like to suck on the nuts of brown people? I want to hear all of my compassionate people out there. And I could get a little, I still got some crassness in me now. But I've heard they do all the work. So that means they have all the money, right? If they got all the money, why can't they pay for their own health insurance? I mean, tell me, AOC, 4 million little children. It's always the little children. It's just like your daughter that's going to get raped and get pregnant and need an abortion. They always go to the wildest, crazy scenario, the lowest common denominator. They go to all of that. And I'm sitting there going, Trevor Taylor right there. He says, I'm doing a predominantly brown person's job. That's right. He owns a landscaping company and a pressure washing.
A brown person's job.
He's doing a brown person's job. Replacement theory right there. We're replacing brown people with white people like Trevor Taylor. Hire Trevor to come out there and put your Christmas lights up. You better get that order in now because he's going to be busy. Trevor Taylor's up in the Dallas area. He'll come to Fort Worth. He came all the way down to Houston and did mine last year. Oh, and by the way, Steve, since you hadn't gotten paid, who paid to put your Christmas lights up last year?
Yeah, I know.
What was that? Wait, who was it? Who paid to put the Christmas lights up?
I was kidding. I was joking. I was kidding. I got jokes. I love you.
That's right. That's one of the things. If you work for me, I put your Christmas lights up.
I'm well taken care of. I'm well taken care of. I need you to keep going out there and getting checks.
I give you a hard time because I actually do owe you money. You work hard, Steve. But no, I just don't understand why these people aren't, able to take care of themselves. Why do we need the government to take care of them?
Once you get on that government tit, it's almost impossible to get off of it. You become so dependent on it, and we've seen that. There's generations of people, and whether they're black, white, brown, whatever, once they're on that government tit, it's generational. They stay on it.
David's in our ear telling us a word we can't. What? Nobody said that word, did they?
No, I don't think so.
No. Is that coming up, David? No, we didn't say that word.
Yeah.
No, we didn't say that.
I think you had a misunderstanding.
There's certain words that come out that David gets nervous about because he knows YouTube will shut us down, but nobody said that word. All right.
I'm building a list of those words so I have them right.
The word rhymes with grape. All right. Breaking. The Senate will soon vote to reopen the government following Chuck Schumer's shutdown. John Thune confirms there's no way out. This could have been avoided. Play the clip.
Our House colleagues for doing the work. You sent us a clean, continuing resolution. Unfortunately, we are here this morning in a government shutdown that Democrats wanted. Chuck Schumer, at the behest of a bunch of liberal, far-left activist groups, has walked his Democrat colleagues into a boxed canyon. There's no way out, folks. There's no way out. This could have been avoided. It's totally unavoidable. And everybody's now asking the question, how does this end? Well, it ends when the Senate Democrats pick this bill up passed by the House of Representatives and vote for it.
There
It's
you
on
go.
the floor of the Senate. We're going to vote later this morning on this, 24 pages. Does this look partisan?
There you go.
And how long
There
does
you go.
that one keep the federal government going? If they sign it and they put it in, how many days is it? Is it just a few months?
I don't know.
Is it just for the quarter?
Well, again, it's not about that. It's if you pass the budget, they can keep on going. It just means that they're going to vote for it because it can go to their little pet projects, like funding healthcare for illegals. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and all the DEI initiatives that are there.
It just seems like ever so often that we're facing a government shutdown if we don't pass the spending, bill. So.
That's true. All right, let me tell you about my friends over at Allied Oilfield. Allied Oilfield over in Leveland, Texas. They are the folks that help us drill, baby, drill. Go check them out, AlliedOilfield.com. Go see what they're all about. If you're in the trucking industry, oil and gas industry, you need some equipment refurbed, or you just need some new equipment, go check them out. They have been doing this thing for over 2 decades. Good folks, industry leaders. You can call them at 855-EQUIP-US. And check them out at AlliedOilfield.com. Party Foul Steve, where's my Allied Oilfield hats and stuff? Somebody said Steve gets paid in food and clothing. James said it.
Hey, sometimes I do. Sometimes I do. I'll take it.
Steve had him a little spicy, skinny margarita before the
I got
event.
paid in a
last
margarita
night.
with dinner
and
last
tacos.
night.
And then last night, Steve got in a debate over at Lucy Blues with some people. When Steve debates at Lucy Blues, it gets loud. Trust me.
Yeah, it does.
It gets loud. Let's do the pinheads of the day real quick. Who's ready for some pinheads? Oh, boy. Ilhan Omar, the idea that this is a white nation that needs to be preserved. Ooh.
And so the idea that this is a white nation that needs to be preserved is a fascinatingly disgusting view, because this country is one for the many. And so
You married your brother, you moron.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Here's the response to that. I don't know of anybody that says that we need to be a predominantly white nation. I've never heard that come out of anybody's mouth that has any common sense or critical thought. But we do need to be a people who have the same culture. We should have assimilation. I'm not saying we don't express it differently, but we should have something that is culturally American, regardless of your melanin shade. We're not trying to divide the country based on DNA here. God forbid. But she's an idiot. She doesn't need to be in this country, because she is diametrically opposed to the philosophies upon which this country is founded. And here she is. Like Kevin Wade said right there, K-Dub, it's a Western nation, and that needs to be preserved. Thank you. That's right. And then, of course, producer David, he's out there in Portland. He got Antifa to paint their faces. Watch this.
U.S. hands. The blood of children is on U.S. hands. The blood of children is on U.S. hands.
The blood.
The blood of children is on U.S. hands.
Let
The
them
blood
break
of children is on U.S. hands. The blood of children. You have to say for yourself.
How much did you sell your soul for?
Hey, look at her. Everybody should be like her.
Was it worth the paycheck?
Get your hands wet. Everybody should be like her. Everybody should be like her. If you really believe in it, get in there. Immerse yourself in it. If you really believe it, yeah, get paint all over. Get it. They need to see it.
In my hands now.
They need to see it. Put it on your face. They need to see it. Put it on your face.
That's your fucking hand.
That one lady.
Put it on your face. Good job.
What's so funny over there?
Put it on your face. Why aren't your hands
Put
red?
it on your face.
Whoa, chill.
No, I'm not going to chill. Chill now.
Look at that fat cow right there. She's not in Pete Hegseth's military, I can tell you that. K-Dub, what kind of children have pink blood? David's out there, got him playing Simon Says. I love it. Oh, my God.
Oh, David Says.
That is so funny.
Let's go to Portland.
All right, I'll look at flights.
All right.
I'll look at flights and see if we go up to Portland and see if we can light something on fire, man. Be a good time. Dance of Bananas, American flags. Boom, I'll give you one of each right there in the chat. If you guys are over there on YouTube, you're missing the party. Party Foul Steve, any final words, brother?
I don't even know what today is. Today Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, so I will be back tomorrow. I was going to say we'll see you next week, but it's not Thursday.
Yeah.
I'm trying to rush the week away. Look at me.
Yeah, look at you. All right, follow Party Foul Steve at Party Foul Steve. Come hang out with us at Lucy Blues sometime. Watch Steve get in heated debates with people. I would say it's the tequila. He was so loud last night. If you haven't subscribed to YouTube or Rumble, do that, okay? Rumble has this system where you get more views if you have more subscribers. It's a weird concept, I know. But we need you to subscribe and keep on. Could you imagine me in Portland, Oregon with these clowns? Just the comedic fodder alone. I might be going up there. All right, let me give you my final word. Oh, my goodness. All right, we started this program talking about giving yourself a critical inventory, just taking a look at your life, holding the mirror up. If you missed that, go back and watch that 10 minutes. It might help you take a little inventory of your life. But we need to take some inventory of what's going on in our country as well, because, we've got these crazy, crazy people out there that are demanding all of these things. You got people on the left, and obviously I'm not a leftist, so they're on the opposite side from me. I don't agree with them, right? I don't think that comes to any news to any of you. But it's amazing how these government officials, these elected people, always have these new pet projects, these shiny little ideologies that they drag around like a rescue cat and expect you not only to tolerate it, but also to feed it, house it, and pay its medical bills. The problem is you end up with the cat's ringworm on your arm. It's gross. They pick up these causes like stray animals and then shove the vet bill in your face saying, here, take care of this. We're going to call it gender theory. I mean, hell of a name for a cat, right? And while you're at it, could you, subsidize its climate as well? We're going to start a cult around that. And then you got the never-ending welfare program out there that we got to take care of the cat. And so you see what I'm saying? We've got all these never-ending ideologies because you have these people out there that are wanting the benefits of what the government can provide, but they never want the responsibility. And that's what I was ranting about a few minutes ago. We have these people in this country who don't want the responsibility. You looked at David's video right there. These overweight, basement-dwelling, septum ring wearing, so many piercings in your face that your skin whistles when the wind blows, that, beg mama for more Wi-Fi. These gamers out there that have never worked a day in their life, out there putting paint on their face because they're idiots. And we always have the same pattern when it comes to these ideologues in Washington, D.C. They invent a crisis. They know there's morons out there who are going to respond because they're brainwashed. They're going to create the crisis, call it a moral crisis, or call it moral progress that we're supposed to fund, and then they're going to send you the invoice for it. And now your paycheck's not your paycheck anymore. It's their slush fund for a utopian experiment. They're not building anything. They're not sacrificing. They don't earn. They just demand. And the more you give, the more they're going to act like it's owed to them. So you got Maxine Waters on the Capitol steps going, it's not journalism. You're not asking. You're trying to divide us. They're standing on that soapbox lecturing you about compassion and about tolerance and about fairness. But the funny thing about all of that is compassion only counts when it's your wallet funding it. Have you ever noticed that? Tolerance only matters when it's you silencing your beliefs. That's when you can be tolerant. Fairness only exists when their pet ideology gets a place at the table and you're expected to smile while you eat the scraps. And God forbid you go to the city council meeting or the Board of Education meeting and express the things that you care about. Because the left in this country has turned politics into a shelter for broken ideas. They can never survive on their own. That's why you have these violent retards out in the street in Portland. Because they can't come up with an idea that survives on its own. So they got to go out there and throw paint on the ground, which, by the way, somebody else has got to come clean up. And you'll never adopt their ideas. No one in their right mind would ever adopt their stupid ideas because they don't make sense. But if you get enough taxes and you get enough regulations, you get enough media support and cultural bullying and brainwashing, they will put those adoption papers for that bad idea in your hand and they will tell you to sign it. And if you don't sign it, you're the villain. You're hateful and you're a bigot and you're a misogynist and you're a fascist and you're a Nazi and you're phobic and you're the reason society's failing. No, society is failing because of these dumbasses that keep dragging home more pets, more ideologies, more strays, more half-baked experiments. And when they chew the furniture up, when they bite the hand that feeds it, the left's just going to shrug and say, it's your problem now. It's your problem. Well, here's the news flash. I'm not your freaking zookeeper. I'm not your sugar daddy. And I'm not here to bankroll every delusional social fantasy you dreamed up in a university lecture hall. You want to save the world with your pet idea, your pet cause? Great. Put your money where your mouth is, but leave me alone. All right, folks, subscribe, hit like, let me know what you think down in the comments, and join me before the noise every morning, 8, 7 Central. Do that subscription thing, and also the 5-star rating on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. I'd appreciate it. Do that for before the noise, too. And, of course, get my book, Born for Meaning. Get the book. If you haven't read it, it's a good book. And it's a quick read, too. You guys go get it. All right. I'm in Dallas. I'm doing shows in Dallas. Actually, we're doing the Benefit for Wheelchairs for Warriors this Sunday night down in Houston. You can jump on Kenny Webster's stuff or Jesse Payton, whatever. We're doing the Wheelchairs for Warrior fundraiser. I'll be putting that out down in Houston. And then I'm at the Dallas Comedy Club on the 24th and 25th of this month. Only shows I'm doing this month. I'm telling you, less and less. But you can check out my calendar at watchchad.com. You guys take care of yourselves. It is Wednesday, and it's a great week. It's a great day to be alive. It's a great day to be an American, and I'm glad you're part of this family. I love y'all. God bless you, and I will talk to you next time. Until then, bye.